As we speak, we're live. We are live. Hello,
Hi guys.
everyone.
Hi.
Hello. I am joined by Ruben and I am joined by Joshua. And today we are going to be talking about Benidorm Fest semi final one. Yes, as my shirt would suggest, winter is coming, but so is the Spanish national final. And obviously, today we have semi final one. 8 songs competing, but only 4 will make it to the final. I want to say tonight, but in reality, I mean very early Wednesday morning because
Yeah.
Benidorm Fest, for some reason, has decided let's mess with some people's sleep. Why not? Let's go for it. Uh, let's go to early bird comments. First of all, Bubble Pirates saying best choice for Spain is Almácor and Sofia Cole. We'll be talking about one of those this evening. Rye Bailey, hello. Haven't watched it. Hope Sophia performed well. Just to clarify, Rye Bailey, this is a preview show. The actual semi-final is much later on, so you have not missed anything, Rye Bailey. You can still watch. You can still watch semi-final one, which I believe starts. He's a Brit, so it will start at
Yeah.
9:50 for you. And
Like
then
it's UK time, yeah. Like
yeah, UK time. Alessandra Nava.
Spanish
when
time is like 7:50. Yeah.
7:50, yes. Alessandro Nova. It starts 10:50 CTE, Central Eastern Time. So do the maths and work it out from there. But hello, ESC Manganga. So we have 8 songs competing. And guys, I'm just going to say this immediately in the comments. Feel free to put your predicted qualifiers in. We will go through them all because that's the main thing we're going to be discussing here. Who do we think is going to be in the final? The 8 songs competing tonight, and Ruben and Spanish fans in the chat, I'm going to apologize now for my pronunciation on these, but let's give it a go. So performing first is Lérica with Astronauta, then Noan with Te Echo De, then Sofia Cole with Here to Stay. That's a nice easy one.
Yeah,
I like that one. Then we've got Mantra with Me Vas A Ver, then Miss Caffeina with Bla Bla Bla, then
That's
Kike
easy.
Nisa with Prisionero, then Angy Fernández with Second Soy, and then Nebulossa with Zorra. There we go. Lovely stuff.
Okay. Yeah. I think you passed the test.
Close enough. So, of course, if you look now, guys, at our flags, you'll know that one of us is probably much more interested and invested in the semi-final. So I'm going to come to you first. Joshua, what are your thoughts on the semi-final one of Benidorm Fest?
Well, I really think Sophia Cole will amaze us. I really hope so as well because she has the best song for me in this semi-final. I hope Spanish people will not dislike it because there's much English in it, but I'm looking at Ruben. I don't think it's mattering a lot.
I will tell you.
Ruben will tell us.
I also really think
I'll let you finish.
I think I saw like a press poll, and like Angy has like all the points, and the other people didn't. So I really think Angy will do very good and will qualify. But I thought
Do
that
you
as
like her
well.
song, Harry?
It's my winner. It's my winner. We'll get on to my thoughts on Angy in a sec, but
Okay.
that brings
I
me
really
joy.
like her. She's my third place of the whole competition there. But I think Sophia Cole, Angy, Nebulossa, and will for sure qualify. And I think Mantra will like surprise people because she will do very good in the demoscopic. And I think Lérica will disappoint a bit.
You can see Joshua has fully prepared. He's got his full predictions with him. fair play. Ruben, we will now come to the actual person that probably gets the most out of us.
Yeah, I already know a bit more of information, but I don't want to spoil anyone. So I would just say.
Go on your initial thoughts, maybe, for the semi.
Yeah. When the songs were released, I mean, I'm just a pop rock lover, so I instantly fell in love with Angie's song. Like it was instantly like this rocky song, like this rocky hook in the chorus, like dun, 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 it's like everything for me. And from what I've seen also in the press poll, I think it's going to be amazing. I mean, I'm so excited for this performance. And about the rest, I really like Sophia Cole's song. I think it's more like is the most Eurovision friendly song from all the bunch. I would say from the 16 songs. And also, I'm hoping Let me remember the rest.
I just told you who they were in a brilliant
Yeah, and I
accent
already
and
have them here.
pronunciation.
Yeah, yeah. Nebulossa, I think they are going to be quite popular in the televote. So I don't know. I really expect it to be very very close because I can see Sofia and Angie qualifying like for sure. But about the rest, I would say it's going to be quite close. Noan and Miss Caffeina, especially Miss Caffeina, are really famous here in Spain, so they are going to have a big televote. I could suggest. So I would say it's going to be an amazing night.
Amazing night, amazing night it is indeed. Let's
A
go
lot of
to,
surprises, of course. Yeah.
of course, let's go to some more comments here before we head on to my thoughts. Nyan Il Voxel, hello, or Boxtel, sorry. Voxel, for some reason, you're not a car. Lovely to see you here. Hopefully, I haven't butchered your name too much. Sarah Halloran, Sophia has to qualify. Yes, Alessandro, 2 hours from now. What? Why so late? Lovely question. I'd love to know. Would love to know, Alessandro. Bubble Pirate. I'm assuming you just want me to say the names again. Go. So it is Lérica. It is Noan. It is Sophia Carl. It is. Hang on. Let me go back to my list. I've gone off the list. I didn't expect to say the names again. Sophia Carl, Mantra, Miss Caffeina, Kike Nisa, Angy Fernández, and Nebulossa. Okay. They're the names. No one tell me to do it again. All right. No one in
No,
the
but
comments.
you did it right. Like
Harry, I missed some. Can you do it again?
Shut up, Joshua. Henry White saying Sophia Cole, please. More love for Sophia Cole. Ray Bailey saying only like Sophia and Angie. Well, a quarter's not bad. I love this analogy from Angel Martin. Angie is as strong as a blizzard storm. Greetings from Spain. Love that analogy. First time I've heard that. And Naya saying Marlena for the win. Yes, we've got a couple of people, and again, St. Pedro here. So we've got some people anticipating semi-final 2. You must be patient, my dears.
Me
Patient.
too.
We will talk about semi-final 2 on Thursday, but for now we go to semi-final 1. And my thoughts on it, I think this is a very wide open semi-final. This is I think both are equal in terms of strength, but I think the semi-final 1, it's one of those where it's like I think there's three fairly safe qualifiers on paper. As always with Benidorm Fest, I feel like we don't know until we hear some vocals with a couple of these songs. There's always a bit of a question mark with those. But on paper, I feel like Sophia Carl, Nebulossa, and Angy Fernández, in theory, should be fairly safe in the final. The other 5, I think, are competing for that spot, and I don't think it's safe. You can make an argument for all of them. Prisionero, probably the least likely to go through, but
Yeah.
the only ballad in the semi-final, so that could play a factor. Bla Bla Bla, very famous bands that are performing that. In my personal taste, want Noan de Echo Dare to go through, but I do worry about it because it's got very much similar rock vibes to Angie.
No,
Screw
but
you.
he was second in the press poll. So
Yeah, I saw.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Whoever this press poll is, I love them. They are doing amazing
and
work.
in the press poll, I can say they are voting only for their favorite. Like they are not doing
Oh,
top 3, top 5, only the favorite. So it's interesting.
Sophia Cole was like second to last.
Wonderful
Wow.
stuff. That's a great.
With one point, and Angie at 50.
Well,
Wow.
Spanish fans are so these people don't listen to that. I'm sure she will be absolutely fine.
Oh my! I can see a big drama coming because like all the non-Spanish people are rooting for Sofia, but like
Well,
then the
she
Spanish
is.
people is like
Well, she is supposedly the odds-on favourite to qualify from the semi-final. The reason I bring up the odds is I've got the odds here. So I talked about the top 3. Sophia Cole, 86% likely. Zorra, 81%. Second Soul, 79%. And then it is very close between 2 songs that we haven't discussed. The other 3, Noan, Miss Caffeina, and Kike Naza, all near the bottom, under 20%. The other 2 very close. Currently, they've got Lérica on 55%. Meanwhile, Mantra on 50%. So not much in it. Not really anything that's going to decide who wins. Personally, if I was to pick who I think is going through out of those 2, I think Mantra. From what I've seen,
Yeah.
they seem to have more. they seem to have more views on Spotify,
Yeah, and they have
listens on Spotify.
this radio-friendly appeal.
They do have the radio friendly appeal as well. It's very accessible. I can imagine a certain younger demographic will appeal to as well. I will say there's quite a lot of not necessarily in the semi-final in particular, but there's quite a lot of songs where the music video is in sort of a club and like we
Yeah.
go to club, we party. It's Benidorm. It's fitting the mood. Yeah, so really interested here. I suppose a question I want to come on to here, and I appreciate some people might have heard descriptions. If you have, hold your pause on that. But if you haven't, what would you say is one thing that you're expecting potentially a WTF moment from in these stagings, for example? What are you expecting? Because I've sort of got a feeling on one of them.
Well, if I can say, like, I think Nebulossa reminds me a little bit of Mama. Why did
Hey,
I
Mama?
forget her name? Hey Mama, yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Rigoberta
Rigoberta,
Bandini.
no? Yeah.
Yeah,
Roberta
yeah,
Fett.
thank you. And she was one of my favorites, and everyone was surprised with her staging. Like the song has kind of the same vibe. She's, I mean, really famous, I believe, and she's one of the most streams of all the Eurovision songs so far this season. So I really think she will come out with a bang, with a big surprise, and I would not be surprised to see something
Yeah.
like a Mama on stage.
And she's performing last. This will help.
She is performing last. I will say it would help, but I would also argue that the last place in the running order has a 50% qualification rate in Benidorm Fest. It's not it's not actually as good as you think. It's produced like Chanel and Vico, but also Make You Say and Twin Melody were also performing last. So mixed, but Zora's actually the one I want to talk about because we know there's going to be dancing grannies on stage and it's going to be talked about. And I'm fascinated. I'm not someone who loves this song, but it's got its appeal. I do question whether the demographic will be able to stay up that late to watch this performance.
I can add something.
Yeah, go on, Ruben.
I will say the demographic will help it, like will support this song because it has a very meaningful meaning, like a very meaningful message about this powerful for the women, all of this. So I will say I mean, the thing about this song is the jury. Like, will the jury support this, or will the jury see it as a joke or something? Like, it's my main concern.
The jury liked Mama.
They did.
Yeah. That's
they did, and they did have a breast on stage. So if they liked that, if they liked that, we will see. I don't think you can rule out anything with the Spanish jury, and also just let's wait and see on the night. The fascinating thing I always have with Benidorm Fest is the fact that they do reveal the results beforehand, which I do think ruins it slightly. Not beforehand, but in the semi-final. But I do think it ruins it slightly for the final. But it can bring up hope. It can bring up downside to it.
To be honest, I think they do it because they want the fans to compare like the favorite from the first semi-final and the favorite from the second semi-final.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Like I think they do it on purpose. Like they want us to talk about it.
Pretty much, I do think it rules out 6 other songs from winning. Yeah. considering they don't change juries as well between semi-finals and the final. So yeah, it is always between that top 2, no matter what the Tessagueras fans wanted in 2022.
It was like that the past 2 years. Like it was Agoné versus Blanca and Chanel versus Rigoberta. So
we will see. We'll probably come on to predictions on who's topping this semi-final later on, but let's go to some more comments here. Esta Monme says her favourites are Nebula, Angy, and Almácor. A bit of love for Almácor. Again, he's performing on Thursday. Ribelli saying don't trust the odds. They got Ireland wrong and Luxembourg too. Yes, so they've got an interesting track record, but with semi-finals, you never know. I mean, odds are just one metric, and you can never predict what actually happens on the night, especially when live vocals are in play. That is one thing that always becomes a factor. So, looking at this lineup here for semi-final one, and before I ask some more questions, guys in the comments, feel free, make sure to put your predictions in. Which four songs are heading through to the final on Saturday,
Do
and
you
who
have
are
any
some of
dark
your favorite?
horse?
Any dark horses? Yes, any dark horses, because there's always one or two. There's always one or two within the semi-finals, either in both semi-finals or in one. Who do you feel could be a dark horse from this semi-final, for example? But so, in other words, not Nebulossa, Angy, or Sophia Cole.
Mantra. I really
Mantra.
think, yeah, I talked with Ruben and I spoke about it when you were gone.
Oh,
I
thanks.
think I think they will win the demoscopic jury, because when I looked at the last years, like Twin Melody went good with them, and always like poppy songs with do got good in the track list, and they always tend to do really good with the demoscopic. And but
Miller.
I think they will come like fifth with both the jury and the televote, and like the demoscopic will just put them over the edge to qualify.
And Ruben, do you feel the same way about Mantra?
Yeah, but I have a lot of doubts about the fourth place. Like I feel it can be Mantra, but I honestly I have the feeling that the Spanish public will support much more Miss Caffeina or even Noan. I don't know why. I just have this feeling. I think Noan is very radio friendly. It's like this poppy, but a bit of rocky also song, which from what I've heard, it has a very good stage performance. I haven't not seen it, but so and also yeah, Miss Caffeina, they are very famous. So I would expect that, but I think of course the jury will be the like the decisive thing. It's like 50%. So
Well, yeah, the jury is 50%, absolutely, and that will be a factor that will absolutely decide who gets through to the semi-final. What are your thoughts on that, out of curiosity, actually? Because there has been controversy with the voting system being so lopsided to the jury and the
mm.
televote having very little say. It hasn't changed for the third year.
No, no. I think they want to make it similar to San Remo because they have added this demoscopic stuff. So I would say that they want to make it fair, but actually, like you are giving 150 people or 300, and I don't remember like the demoscopic jury how many people it is, but you're giving a small portion of people a lot of power in the voting, which also happens in Eurovision. Like it's not something strange, but
No.
still, like Spanish people are complaining all the time about anything to do. So
I was going to say that's not just specific to the demoscopic jury.
yeah,
They
it
complain
doesn't
about.
matter whatever you do. Like yeah,
Can't wait for Twitter later, I must say. Can't wait for Twitter. It's going to be
it's going to burn.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, just even the comments in our reaction video later as well will be fantastic, depending on
Mhm.
results. Yeah, I can't wait, guys. Again, but speaking of comments, get them in the chat. Ask us some questions. We've had the allocation draw today. If you want to ask us anything on that as well, feel free, or just anything around Eurovision. Maybe not anything outside Eurovision, but because we're not that useful on information, but we will see. So, coming on to some of the more favourites here, I want to touch on Sophia Cole because we discussed her earlier and potentially some of the issues with the press poll, for example. This is the main favourite from the semi-final. It's the favourite to go through. It's also the favourite. It's also the favourite, second favourite, sorry, to win the whole thing behind
The
San
fan
Pedro. But
favorite.
they are chopping and changing the fan favourite as well.
Yeah,
But
it's
one
quite
thing I
close.
wanted to bring up, and Ruben immediately cut me off here if I'm wrong here. I swear that no song with English lyrics has made it to the final of Benidorm Fest. I might be wrong there.
But I mean, you mean like a whole song in English, or
No, just any English lyric. Well, okay, put
no?
it
I
this
mean
way.
Chanel, like.
Oh
Slow.
yeah. Okay.
But
Yeah, that is true.
apart
That is true.
from
I
that,
completely.
I would say not because Sayonara has a bit of English lyrics, I think, and it didn't pass to the
Here to
final.
stay didn't qualify either.
Also,
No, not here to stay.
make you
Make you
say,
say. Make you
yeah.
say is what I was thinking of.
And last year, I don't remember, but still, like,
Last year, no.
I don't really remember any English act in the final. My memory is
No.
not the biggest thing
No,
on
but
earth, but still.
I did forget Chanel, but I did forget Chanel to be fair, but she didn't have many lyrics. She had slow mo and booty hit nodding. They were the only
Yeah.
English lyrics. Sophia Cole, while not having many, does have a few more than that. So, do you feel that is a factor for Spanish fans? Would they prefer all a more Spanish based song?
I mean, we are very passionate, so we often like want to be proud of what we send. So because of that, it's more like for us, it's more important that the song has a meaning or something like that, and that's why like Tanchugueiras and Rigoberta had this big support.
Yeah.
But personally, I was rooting for Chanel. Like I knew it was going to be huge on the Eurovision stage. But okay, they just want to be proud. And okay, do you want to be competitive? Do you want to be proud of it? It's like this duality, like. But for me, I would say Sofia Cole is being more supported outside of Spain than in Spain.
Mhm.
Interesting. So, I mean, Joshua, you're a massive fan of the song. I'll ask Ruben this as well. If you had to predict now, where do you think this is coming in the semi-final? Because a lot of people would say first,
No, it's not
but
going to
it's
be
not
first.
coming. Okay, Ruben spoiling for his thing, but
Well, when I did the rating, I thought that Sofia was going to win with like 18 points difference.
Wow.
But when I, yeah, but like 161, 143. But when I saw like the press poll, maybe I think Angy will win, but I can't imagine Sofia not finishing second.
is it even possible for a song to get 161, or am I am
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
okay?
I
Because
think so.
I had Sofia third and second in the demoscopic, but winning the jury. But like both Blanca and Agony had 160, I believe.
Okay,
Yeah.
but I'm only thinking, is it because obviously the demoscopic and the televote have set amount of points that they give? Is it
Yeah,
Yep.
the jury varies then? Is what?
yeah,
Yeah.
Right, I see. I see. I see Sophia Cole. I think that's a third. I think Zola and Adi Fernandez will potentially do better with the jury.
I
Third
don't
place.
agree.
Well, not okay. So to clarify, overall, so Zola and
Yeah, but
second. So
I think Zora will do a bit worse with the jury, and the
Yeah.
yeah.
jury not for so much that I think Sophia will edge it over Zora.
Maybe. I don't see it winning though. I don't see winning the semi-final, and this is going to get clips if she does end up winning the semi-final.
You are
The
going
Uh,
to be
whole
famous then?
contest.
we're
No
doing a
problem.
live for this later. This is not this has the potential, this stream, to age poorly very quickly. Like usually our streams when predicting how a song will do at Eurovision, we've got until May for it to age poor. This one's going to age very quickly. Let's go to some more comments here. Ray Bailey's prediction is Sofia, Nebulossa, Angy, and Lérica. So the main three, and then Lérica for that final spot. Henry's saying they see. Hang on, I missed his first part. Well, Spain don't have to worry about televote only seeds to get out of, or semi-finals, I believe that is. So they
Yeah.
understand why less in the televote has less say in Benidorm Fest. I see that argument. I would
Yeah.
also argue that they got 5 points from the televote last year, so maybe an increased televote might help. But I
But
think that
Blanca won the televote here.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
I know,
it's
I
it's this.
know.
I mean, it was this type of song that if you're Spanish, you're going to love it because it's like our culture. But if you're not from Spain, it's like it's not your fault. It's just normal. It's not like
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that is where I'm intrigued for going into semi-final
yeah,
too. I'm intrigued where how Maria gets on
yeah,
with her performance opening the show. Do you feel like, going back to Sophia Cole? Do you feel like the fact she's been put in third slot is impacting, or
yeah.
based on the thoughts in Spain?
I was shocked because I mean it's the one of the favorites in the odds and also the other polls that have been published the past few weeks. So I would have guessed she was performing second to last or even last in the semi, but not
Yeah.
third. It's quite early. Like I don't know, like why there? Maybe
Maybe
because
they
yeah,
are
because I
confident.
know they have like props and things. So maybe it's because of this logistic thing, but. I wouldn't say she's the
Possibly. Yeah.
favorite
Props
for
will.
RTV.
Maybe so. I mean, to be fair, she's not the most famous artist in Spain either in this lineup. Definitely, despite
No,
the
she's not.
credible
No,
song
Angy is like
quality.
Angy and Miss Caffeina are the most famous. Yeah.
Is Angy famous as well?
Yeah, because she won. No, she was second in the X Factor here in Spain
Mhm.
back in 2007 or 8, something like that. And after that, she won. Your Face Sounds Familiar. I don't know if you know this show. It's like a show of imitations here, and
I
she
do reckon
just
though. I do think I know it. Yeah.
yeah, and she just like crashed the whole thing. She won like by a landslide. So I
Yeah.
think
Well, I mean
yeah,
that. Hopefully that will translate into votes later. I mean, all
yeah,
this. There seems to be a growing hype in Angie, and you know what's fascinating about Benidorm Fest is the fact that the pre-favorites sort of go out the window. I'm not saying Blanca Paloma
Mhm.
or Chanel didn't get any talk, but they certainly weren't the odds-on favorite going into the show.
No.
Angie's that one that's bubbling underneath, and who knows? Again, I'm hyping her up now because I want her to. I love her to win. If anyone has seen one of the latest editions of the Eurovoxx podcast, that was my pick for one of my national final favorites. So
yeah.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
hoping.
She's a beautiful person. I don't know if you know the meaning of the song,
No.
but it reminds me of
It's empowering. I know that.
yeah, it reminds me of 6 Feet Under by last year by
Oh,
Smash
yeah.
Pieces in the Melody Festival because it talks about depression and this kind of mental health stuff because she had a big depression back in the I don't know like 5 years ago or something. So it talks about it like it's quite deep. So it's not just let's have fun, you know.
I think
No, absolutely.
I think she can win, but I don't know. And she will win then with the best song and performance because she's very good, and I'm also a fan of her. But I don't know if it's the best pick for Eurovision,
Yeah,
especially with a year with probably a lot of stranger songs, maybe with some rock elements, with some rap. I don't know if that will be the best pick, maybe for Spain.
yeah.
Possibly, but then again, we don't necessarily know how many rock songs are going to be in the final.
Of
I
course.
would say that off the top of my head, while there's a lot of rock songs within national finals, I wouldn't say necessarily all of them are the favourites. Some of them are close.
No, yeah.
We will see. I will have a bigger picture, but at the end of the day, as well as much as there is the concerns there with the WTF, you can't go wrong with a quality rock song. I think
Of
at
Yeah.
course. Yeah.
Eurovision, rock will
I
always have
mean,
its fans in the
juries
televote.
will appreciate it, like for sure.
Yeah, yeah, they will.
They will, and I
I mean,
just wanted to.
it's not that like bizarre as Love Lord of the Lost last year for
No.
Germany.
No, God,
So
no.
I think it's much more accessible.
It's
So it
pop
will
rock.
not.
It's
Yeah,
pop rock, which
Yeah.
yeah.
is much more accessible. I just wanted to ask on this because you said that she landslided the press poll. Did because I know Blanca Palomo landslided it last year in semi-final two. Did Agane do something similar in semi-final one? Is that quite indicative of how the
I
potential
don't
winner?
remember if last year they were running a press poll. To be honest.
I'm fairly certain they were because I remember a lot of hype around Blanca Paloma before the actual show itself. Um, so we
Yeah,
will
but
see. I know it was indicative of Blanca Paloma, but so you're saying no one got second with how many points, Joshua?
Yeah, I have to pull here. Mantra lost with 0. Miss Caffeina
Wow.
and Sophia both won. Uh, I'm gonna butcher this one. Queen Nisa with 4. Lérica 5. Nebulossa 10. No one 14. And Angy 50.
Fit 5-0.
Yeah,
5-0.
so she has like amount. Yeah, I believe she has. Yeah, she has way more points than and all the other combined. They have like almost. Yeah, they have 30, almost 30 combined, and she has 50.
50. I mean, one thing that gives me optimism for is, does that mean her vocals are out of this world? Does that mean that those high notes are going to be
I mean,
whew,
they are
over the
like
top?
she when she performed in Your Face Sounds Familiar. She sang by Christina Aguilera. Like this kind
You got
of
to be a
big.
powerhouse
Like
vocalist to sing
she
that.
knows what she's doing. Like
She
she's not a beginner.
She's not a beginner. I mean, slot 7 as well. Very good slot for her. Let's go to a few more comments before we go to the closing statements and questions for this Evening. Henry White, May Muller getting more televote. Yes, we did not come last in the televote. I was very happy with that. Angela Martin saying they shouldn't tell who's first, second, so in the and so on in the semi-finals. Otherwise, the final will end up being a two-horse race and not much mystery.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think we concur on that. ESC Manga saying Sofia Cole the best. Hopefully, she is first. And then hello to Jose Luis Puerto Fuentes.
Hola.
Vamos, Lérica. I think he's Spanish, believe it or not.
Yeah, I can tell you.
Ah, wonderful. And Lérica for Eurovision. So
I like
I'm
the
going.
song.
It's a very nice song. Beep Gaming, how can I watch the show from Eurovision? So the way I'm going to be doing it is if you go on Eurovision World and then click the link in the Eurovision World, the calendar they have, click the link by Benidorm Fest and it should be able to take you there. I don't believe the shows are geo blocks from memory from the last couple of years. So you should be
I do
fine.
it the same way.
Do it the same way. So hopefully nothing has changed there for this year. If they do, shame on you, Spain.
I don't
So
usually know if watching it on the TV or not because I don't want to disturb my neighbors.
You
You
will
watch it-
scream when Angy not qualifies.
this is your Christmas, Ruben. You watch it however you want. So, coming to the final two questions, so they're sort of interlinked. I want to know, for definitively, you might have discussed it earlier, but for definitively, what is the top four going to be this evening, the four qualifiers? And if you can give me an order from first to last, first to fourth, that would be great. Ruben, we'll come to you first.
Angy. Second, I still think it will be Sofia. Third, Nebulossa, probably. And the fourth, and it's a bit risky, but I think I will be right. No.
No, Anne, I want you to be right. I want you to be right. Joshua,
Can I do from 1 to 8?
if you want to,
Yeah.
go for it.
Why
I
not?
made
In
it.
that case, go 8-1. In that case, go 8-1.
Yeah, I think Lérica will come 8. I think they will flop with juries.
Okay.
I think Quick Queen Nisa will come 7th. No one will come 6th, I think.
Okay.
5th will be Miss Caffeina. 4th, Mantra. But maybe they will change around because of the poll. But I think Mantra will come 3rd, Nebulossa. I think then, in this case, 2nd, Sofia. And the winner will be Angy.
So I'm going to say Angie's going to win this semi-final. I'm going to say Zorra comes in second. I think Zorra will take second. Sofia Cole with third, and then the
They will
fourth
not
spot.
call for her.
They will. Well, maybe they'll call for her. Just the juries might not.
It was a joke.
And then, yeah, I know. But fourth, I was going to say Mantra, but that press poll is interesting. But I don't know who else it could be. Josh. Oh, Josh has left. I think his internet's gone out. Sadly. If he joins us by the end of the stream, obviously we'll put him back in. Hopefully it's something that can be quickly sorted. So fourth, I don't think it'll be Prisionero. Josh is back here. Thank you for helping me store.
he
My
back
Wi-Fi crashed. Sorry.
Fair enough. That's absolutely fine. So Prisionero, I don't think it will be. There's another song I don't think it will be. I don't see Astronauta qualifying, even though they are in the odds. I think it's between Noan and Mantra, and I'm gonna go off. Oh, do I think Noan could do? I'm gonna go off Spotify streams.
Be
And
careful. Miss Caffeina is really good.
I think that's why I haven't completely ruled him out. But I think out of the two, I'd go Noan and or Mantra. And I'm gonna say based on Spotify streams, I think Mantra will just sneak in. I think the televote, maybe Demoscopic as well. Will
Yeah,
help
it's
them out.
very demoscopic friendly. Yeah.
Very
No one really surprised me with the poll because I had completely ruled him out. But if he's doing so well with the poll, maybe that he can surprise. But I don't think.
I worry about his
another pop
televote.
Rocky song. I don't know.
I worry about his televote and if Angy sweeps up any votes that he potentially could get as well. So we got a couple more predictions here. We've got Sophie, Angy, Nebulossa, and Lérica. Jose is disappointed in you, Ruben.
I think it's because I didn't put
What did you say,
Lérica in the final. No?
Ruben? Oh yeah, you said yeah.
I said no, yeah.
Hello to WO2. Henry was saying, I've only listened to Sophia for first time listening to them tonight. So you have not got a Scooby-Doo of what we are talking about for
That's
7
a
of them.
good thing because you will have the first impressions.
She
And
will
Ryan
be good.
Bailey. Ray Bailey saying no chances of fears to lose. We will see. So that will conclude, I think, this nice little preview we've done. Thank you so much for
Mhm.
all joining us. Please make sure.
One
Go on.
last spoiler. Lots of big props tonight.
Lots of big props. Big
Okay.
old props. Are they going to be like trumpets, like James Newman style, or actually good props?
No,
please don't.
please no, please no.
No, please don't.
0 points to Spain.
So, as I said, thank you all for joining us. Very good, nice crowd here for a preview show. Please come back later, where I believe me and Ruben will be joined by Samuele and Tommy. Joshua, it's sadly past your bedtime, so you can't join us for this evening. But thank you all for joining us, and we will see this evening who is the first 4 songs into the Benidorm Fest final.
Yeah, also, yeah.
Benidorm Best. That's the new name. But anyway, take care, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.